Hello, everybody. This is Walrus McFish Sr., and we are back with another episode of Chicken Soup for the Dungeon Crawler's Soul. Yeah, it's Savage Sid the Severer, the Formicid of Rue. And man, we just got thrown a huge curveball in the last episode, in that we found the Executioner's axe that, well, we can't search for it now because we have it. But we have an anti-magic Executioner's axe right now. And I can't help myself. I gotta wield it right now and try it on. Yes. Do it. Ooh, +3, not bad, not bad. And we found it here in this Technodrome area, which is pretty cool. I understand actually that this is now a guaranteed part of the game. It used to be like the Hall of Blades a couple of versions ago, and they removed the Hall of Blades. I guess they put it back in here in Elf, which is kind of cool. And speaking of looking at a shield on the ground there, let me see if there's any more large shields that we've seen. Just one more large shield down there. We could go and check that out, but it's kind of far away. If we found an enchanted large shield, that'd be fantastic. But yeah, we're really happy with this Executioner's Axe, Anti-Magic Axe. The only thing that might be slightly better for the post-game would be a Holy Axe. But you know, I've done a game like that before. You know, I had like a troll with like a blessed giant club, and then I had a Vine Stalker that had a blessed blade. So I've definitely done the big holy weapon lifestyle before. You know, it's kind of interesting to this Anti-Magic Axe. I've never really used it before. Of course, now we're down to 17 MP, which is a little bit unfortunate. Which means that we're probably not going to be able to do stuff like cast a whole bunch of conjurations anymore. We'll still keep around Iron Shot, but that leads me to my next point. I think it's about time that I use one of my 5 Scrolls of Amnesia and forget Leodib's Crystal Spear, even though I just learned it. Yeah, I mean, because, you know, Leodib's Crystal Spear is the sort of thing where you learn it once, you know, just for the Earth Magic Aptitude tests, you know, EMATs, and then you forget it right after because you don't actually need it. You know, it doesn't actually apply to your practical life. We don't have enough magic to be able to cast it. You know, it's like question 47: who invented the spell Crystal Spear? Was it A. Galubria, B. Lee, C. Azakubo, or D. Leodib? And you're like, ooh, I know this one. But we forgot it now because who needs it? And I actually wanted to free up those spell levels because, well, I was thinking, do we know the spell Undead? We've seen it before. It's in the Papyrus of Fate. But it's on our way towards Zot anyway, which is, yeah, I mean, this is my conclusion here. We're going to go and do Zot anyway, because, you know, I know we were sort of posturing ourselves towards the end of the game. You know, we've got this Executioner's Axe now, which means that I am really thinking about going for some more runes. You know, I mean, we'll definitely go and check out at least a few more runes now that we have the opportunity. I guess we can use the Executioner's Axe. I'll probably go ahead and wield the Vampiric Axe through most of Zot. Although maybe we should give this a test drive. Now that I got it on, I don't necessarily want to put my Vampiric Axe back on. I was thinking Vampiric Axe would be pretty good for Zot, just because there's a lot of Draconians and such, but also there's a lot of you know, orbs of fire and things that we would really like to shut down. So let's go ahead and use our enchant weapon on this anti-magic Executioner's Axe. And, yeah, you saw I was looking for Dispel Undead a moment ago. I think we're going to do our current skill distribution as such. We will put it all on axes, mostly, because now that we have this Executioner's Axe, we want to be able to get that up as high as possible to make it super worthwhile. And then my last little bit, I'm going to check out Necromancy, because I want to learn Dispel Undead. That's why I forgot Leodib's Crystal Spear. That's why I'm going to learn it right now. I'll eat something in a minute, Savage said, deal with it. Yeah, we can shut down the Sphinx. He's not going to be happy about that. No food, though. Papyrus of Fate will definitely memorize. Dispel Undead right now. It's 78%, but it doesn't seem that awful. And, you know, I want to get my Necromancy up a little bit to have better regeneration and stuff, too. I don't think we're going to get Necronomicon level stuff, because we're going to be wearing heavy armor. I mean, we can't wear that gold dragon armor yet. Right. Enchant armor. No. But we have relatively heavy armor. I think what I might actually do is after Zot, I might head up to Crypt and Tomb. And we have a couple of sources of RN+, including, for example, a couple of good rings. There's that Fairy Dragon armor, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, the Fairy Dragon armor would give us all the RN+ we need for a little bit of fire resistance vulnerability, but in Crypt and Tomb, that's not so important. So I think that might be the step after this. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. We have to go through Zot first, which is not necessarily easy. But let's go and do it right now, and hopefully we'll do okay. So we're going to go to the entrance to the realm of Zots. Yeah, there's a monster nearby. Where are you at? Fire giant. Nice. Life force is back. Let's go ahead and recast deflect missiles here. And yeah, a couple of chunks of fire dragon flesh is pretty delicious. And I'm not going to forget this time, I want to check for another data point on my theory that this first flash is going to be the same color as whatever rune we insert into it. So let's do that. We'll insert the rune here. It glows brown, which is definitely the color of the Gossamer rune, right? You can go back and check that. That's beautiful. All right, that's a great day for science here. You know, we confirmed that theory within any shadow of a doubt. You know, 5 sigma. Oh, I don't want to go back. Now we're inside. We want to clear this out. And let's see if we can survive without this regeneration. Maybe that means that if I get damaged, I should consider casting regeneration more frequently. We still have some natural regeneration, which is really nice. Right? Yeah, right? Natural rate of healing is unusually fast. Stop doing that. I keep accidentally going back to the door because I'm a coward at heart, even though we're about to attempt the extended endgame, I guess. Yeah, this is a little obnoxious without my my buffs, but maybe I could cast those more frequently, and I'd feel a lot better about that. I'm annoyed that I got drained. You know, nobody drains me but me. You know, nobody drains Savage Sid but Savage Sid. And we lost our, yeah, I'll do it anyway. Gotta remember to keep casting our buffs whenever it looks like there's a dangerous situation. Here's some monks. Yeah, like this would be great for a vampiric axe type situation. I sort of got shifted towards and corroded now, which is obnoxious. I hate corrosion now. I've got a phobia against corrosion. This is rock. Yeah, so we can just dig though. And we should. And now I'm not horrified at all. I am slightly corroded. We'll regenerate. We're going to try to see if we can stay topped off if we just regenerate. And maybe keep our infusion and our stone skin up. Yeah, I mean, a monk is not exactly like the best thing to hit with an anti-magic axe, because I mean, what kind of magic are they doing exactly? Like this draconian shifter, not necessarily either. If we have the terrain advantage here, that's just a regular dream draconian. That's boring. I don't know if that means that they can't use their breath attack. Apparently they can use their breath attack, which would make sense because it's really just sort of a natural phenomenon. I'm sure it has the flag on it that says not actually a spell. And so this, we're sort of getting back to our Scald play style here too. You know, I mean, we have just enough magic to cast all of our buffs, including regeneration now. We got to remember to cast regeneration more. I'll dig. And then we'll try to kill these guys using our axe. And you know, this seems like it's a lot worse right now. It really does. Although we're still not really dipping very much beyond our normal full AC here. So maybe it does seem okay. Our regeneration is plenty. Our regeneration is over, but there's not really much sense in casting that unless we get below like 200 HP. But there we go. Not bad, right? Yeah, and I mean, eventually we got to get used to this because we're going to be fighting orbs of fire in a second. We're going to be fighting cursed skulls or whatever, you know, cursed toes. We're going to be fighting lots of other beasties as we head towards the end game. We're going to have to fight fiends and what have you, and being a Formicid, we can't just run away. Seems like there's definitely a lot of stuff going on in here. I don't know if I necessarily want to open this door too much. Let's try to clear out everything else first. Yeah, I really just used a tabbing through everything with my Vampiric Battle Axe. We're going to keep our Vampiric Battle Axe. You know, I wouldn't drop that. It's been too much of an important part of the game for us. I don't want to swap it back and forth necessarily. But, it's nice. It would be nice to have on hand, just in case of an emergency. Like, just in case our spell regeneration is not going to do it for us. Just in case we end up in Pan and we find, like, a nice, meaty, you know, demon spawn pack or something, and we want to capitalize on that. It'd probably be worth the perma food just to be able to go back and forth like that. We are wearing our good amulet, right? Yeah, I was also reconsidering the amulet, the Ring of Shadows. I sort of forgot I had that. Yeah, I don't know. It would be kind of fun to try, right? This is a little bit of an annoying thing to do against a summoner because, well, all the summons could get in and you have to fight the summons individually. But fortunately, the summoner was not cowardly enough that he wanted to fight me personally. Scroll of Enchant Armor. So now we do have the Enchant Armor. Do we really want to go and check out this gold dragon armor? I mean, that's what I said. And I'm a man of my word here, you know? What have we got if we don't have our word? We're going to go and check out this gold dragon hide, and we're going to enchant it up. B, gold dragon hide. Nice. We got a nice gold dragon armor now. And let's try it on. Let's see how that looks for our spells and our stats. So right now we're at 2210. We can cast most things comfortably, but not deflect missiles and not dispel undead. But if I wear this, I have 29.7, which is something. That's pretty good, right? I feel like that's a substantial boost. I also have much better resistances, of course. I could consider wearing, now that I have RC++, I could put on... Where my gloves? I had better gloves. Gloves and artifacts. Yeah, I dropped those. I would consider putting those on because that would make my abilities even better. Well, let's see. I can cast my standard buffs 1 through 4. Deflect missiles is bad. I would have to take it off to be able to do that. But Iron Shot, well, I'm not casting that much anymore. Irradiate, Phase Shift, 16%. It's doable. I would have to put up a little bit more into translocations or armor or spell casting. Lee's Rapid Deconstruction is amazing. We can wear this Gold Dragon armor, and we should wear this Gold Dragon armor. Alright? You know, now we're more of a tank than ever. And that's important for us, because now we can't just rely on our Vampiric Battle Axe. Harold, or Larry, or whatever his name was. We've got a new Battle Axe, we got a new armor, we got a whole new bag, baby. This is good. I'm kinda enjoying this. Alright, so we'll just dump a bunch of armor points into our Gold Dragon armor too, if we can. Now this of course means that if we run into a fire dragon, or excuse me, an orb of fire especially, we're going to have a little bit more of a tough time, but I think we can deal with that. Let's go and put on our gloves too. I'd rather have that than just my regular old boring gloves. You know? Might as well be interesting about this. Withered plant? Oh, I accidentally attacked the withered plant. Well, let's finish the job. Put it out of its misery. It's withering, you know. I mean, that's probably doing the plant a favor if we do a little bit of gardening. What is this? It's here. We'll pick it up. Pair of gloves. Put it on. And now we got good resistances across the board, generally. We'd still prefer the armor of the Dragon King, because we are only at MR++ now. Yikes. But that's okay. And, you know, armor of the Dragon King would solve that problem right away. It does mean I could put a couple more points into armor, too. But I sort of feel like I want to get just a little bit more invested into necromancy, and then I'll go into armor. This is good. Alright, let's go back to Zot and see how that goes. Why'd you stop me? Because I'm feeling hungry? I was trying to take a drink on the long journey. One thing I'll say I like about Rue is that his piety doesn't decay over time. Right? Oh man, there's so much stuff. And it's the corrosion vault. Oh no, this is my worst nightmare. I gotta put on the amulet to resist corrosion immediately, of course. And then we'll see... Okay, we'll obviously dig into a wall. Because this is my worst nightmare. And I'm also near starving, so let's eat a beef jerky real quick. Jerkerific. Alright, that's just the confidence boost I need. Alright. Buffs completely on, including not regeneration yet, but let's go phase shift. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't really cast infusion too much anymore, can I? So maybe I should give that up. Maybe I should retool that to a new standard buff. Maybe I'll cast phase shift more and infusion less. All right, skin hardens. All right, and a jelly's nearby. Wait, what did I do? Oh, I pressed the wrong button. I'll press that one instead. Nice. Okay, so we can dodge them too. Alright, so many dudes. I should have actually done a quick apocalypse, but honestly, I don't even have much magic for an apocalypse anymore. We'll get a regeneration up. That seems wise. And we're not even corroded. Well, we corroded it, or we fixed it in the middle of a fight. That was astonishing. Our stats are now pretty good, right? You know... Well, not anymore. Not without phase shift. We can cast phase shift again. Yikes, it got corroded here. We lost our deflect missiles, so this is not the worst. No, it's not the best situation we've ever been in. I'd love to just end my infusion right now. Is that possible? And if things look really bad for my life, I'll just get out, you know, William. Whatever I named that stupid axe. I think it was Larry, wasn't it? I don't know. You can go check me out. I should be paying better attention. Should be doing my research here, you know, fact-checking myself. Otherwise, I'm going to get caught in a Phoenix Wright-style contradiction. All right, we killed a lot of people in succession. You know, again, it's great to be able to fight people in series like this. It's great to be able to fight people all at once with a huge apocalypse, too. And maybe we should have done that, to be honest. We lost our deflect missiles. Let's try to get that up. Yeah, it's dangerous to cast. Who cares? Whoa, we're contaminated. No way. That better not mutate me or I'll be so annoyed. Oh, because it's at 100%. It's at 99%. I'm a fool. Whoops, that's a huge amount of magic, and that's entirely my fault. Let's just get up a shroud then or whatever. Ooh, okay, I illuminated him in retribution. That's something. Do I have any potions of cancellation? No. I do have potions of cure mutation, if necessary. I could just clear out my genome and start afresh. Wouldn't be the worst thing, but... Oh, it's just... Oh. I regain control of my magic. Interesting. Well, that's something. It means my spell power is not going to be once what it was, right? Right, I lost that mutation. Yeah, that's something. Oh, well. Oh, I'm still contaminated, though. Jeez. Come on, don't... Stop being contaminated. My shroud falls apart. I'm really badly corroded now. Let's get up some stone skin to get that a little bit better. And another regeneration. Yikes. Yeah, see, I'm getting down to corrosion minus 12. This is my nightmare scenario. Tail slaps itself. Alright, finally. It died in a comedic fashion. Near starving, so let's eat a royal jelly because that is commemorative of the occasion. Prepare my equipment, that's fine. Let's stop this contamination, please. Can we just explode or whatever? My shroud unravels. Wait, what hit me? What oh, that was just from it expiring. Alright, monster nearby. I feel forlorn. I have difficulty communicating with the divine. That won't do it all. Really? Okay. We gotta think about how we're gonna deal with this. That's entirely my bad, too. I forgot we were wearing this gold dragon armor. I should have taken my armor off before attempting to recast deflect missiles. I could just quaff these cure mutations and start anew. I really could. You know what? Let's at least wait until the end of Zot to make that decision, because we might run into some orbs of fire or something. So, hi guys. Stop doing this to me. Seriously, I hate being corroded. I really don't feel bad that I took out this corrosion motherlode down here. Right? Are you guys done yet? Whole bunch of jellies. There's more. There's like an inner sanctum. Naturally, like the Council of Elders of Corrosions. Hey, how can we mess with people's axes more? Good question. How about we spit acid at it? Yeah, good idea. Yeah, right? Stupid Council of Elders. Make my life more difficult. Should come in here with a strong base and throw it all over these guys. And, you know, neutralize them. Neutralization reaction. Deal with all their acidic blobness. Horrific. Are we really horrified here? Yeah, just cast phase shifts. Fine. Necromancy skill going up. So the reason I don't feel bad, I just feel terrible about being forlorn. I mean, I guess that sort of is a natural consequence of sacrificing love for so long. But, you know, we are a little bit not upset about losing our less control of our magic, considering that it means we can cast spells a little bit better. And if we're going to be wearing this gold dragon armor, we sort of want that. Let's go back inside and get deflect missiles on it again. It's going to be a little bit annoying that I'm going to have to take off my gold dragon armor, but you saw I had 2 mutations from that, and I have no potions of cancellation. Seriously, I haven't used them. I haven't found one all game. So now do that again. Oh, I can't even do it. Very safe for missile is fine. And now put it on again. Good. Good. Jellies, you can't even eat them. They're good for nothing. Yeah, no meat from you here. Come on, give me something I can sink my teeth into. I'll just eat the other royal jelly. And there's some Aklob plants. Alright, plus possibly some other guys around here. But that's the only way out of this joint. It is awful. Why would you do this? Who would program this in? Is somebody really this cruel? I remember in the last one, there was at least the possibility of redemption because one of the staircases, I believe, was in a different area. I guess I could dig, but that would be the stupidest idea of all time because then on the orb run I'd have to deal with that. So this is just completely unavoidable. Alright, this is how mainstream corrosion is in version 0.16, although I think this has existed for ages. This is just some very cruel vault designer. I do not want to meet the person who designs this vault. Or if I did, it would just be so I could punch him square in the jaw. I probably wouldn't do that. But I'd like to pick his brain about as to why he thought this was a good idea. I guess it it goes with the idea of Dungeon Crawl just being like a horrible, horrible, cruel game that tests your sanity. Is this like the possibility for an apocalypse? I'm going to try it without first, considering I'm still doing fine. Killed one of them. Alright, so now they're getting much less of a threat. There we go. Alright, all corrosion in the world destroyed. Please, forever. We'll put on our good amulet again. Amulet Tejavul. Just for a little bit more dodginess, I guess. I mean, I don't think it helps at all, but maybe it helps us hit people a little bit better with our big unwieldy axe. Not much. Honestly, dexterity is our least important stat right now. And yeah, I guess let's not use apocalypses if we can avoid it. I mean, between that and my natural rate of healing, I mean, that's annoying because... Or, not my natural rate of healing, my inability to use artificial healing. That was bothering me a little bit because I wouldn't be able to use dry out powers effectively. I imagine that forewarnity has some influence on that. I'm not sure. I've never been forewarned before, honestly. Like, la da da da, la da da. I am so forlorn. I don't know, the word forlorn makes me imagine like some, like, prince, medieval prince who's like longing for a maiden in a tower. That's what the word forlorn means to me. But apparently it means I can't talk to Rue as effectively. I try to get a good talking to Rue and it's all staticky or whatever. I get bad reception and there's like a real delay on it. It's annoying. So I can't ask for an apocalypse as effectively. He's like, what? What'd you say? You're breaking up? And I just feel really forlorn about that. I feel so forlorn about my bad cell phone reception. This definitely seems like the opportunity to dig a hidey hole because there's a million of these guys. Could have been a good opportunity for probably a apocalypse too in a different lifetime where I weren't feeling so forlorn. You know, and of course the prince is playing the lute. I don't know if that was clear. And he's got those like big medieval baggy pants with like stripes on them, multicolored stripes, and like one of those hats with a feather in them. You know what I'm talking about. Hey, scroll of acquirement, that's interesting, I guess. Golden Dragon, well, I'm sure he's upset by the fact that I am, you know, wearing his kin's hide as clothing. See, look at him. He's outraged. But I'm not concerned. I can just chop through golden dragons, and that's a refreshing change of pace. If I were playing Harrigan, I would have had to just poke at him all day and hope he gets banished to the abyss, but we got this. And scroll of acquirement, what are we even using a scroll of acquirement on? I gotta say, I mean, I've got my wand of heal wounds that's still completely charged. I got nothing better to ask for other than armor. I mean, my armor is kind of dubious. I've got like gloves with a minus on them. I got boots with a minus on them. I have no good shield. I got an okay cloak. We got an amazing weapon. So I think this is going to be armor again. Yeah, let's see what you got. Give me something good. Good shield. Pair of embroidered gloves. Well, let's see. I'll try it. Gloves of strength. Not as much strength, I believe, as if I was wearing these +5, right? Yeah, that's not nearly as much. So, you know, it's good. I guess I'll drop my regular pair of gloves, just in case the RC becomes more important in the future. But I'll hang on to these. Not the worst acquirement I ever saw. Not by a long shot. Sometimes it's totally, you know, laughable. Unforgivable. You guys can't find me in here. You're like, yeah, where'd this tunnel come from? I don't know. It's always been there. And they're like, oh, okay. These guys, stupid goons. Come and get me. Hey, I dug a hidey hole just for the purpose of fighting you, and you're going to ignore me? My hidey hole was too stealthy. Yeah, I wonder what it would be like if I put on the Ring of Shadows. I could consider it. I mean, now that I have I mean, I don't want to give up my 1 pip of fire and cold resistance, because that's what the Gold Dragon armor is good for, but I could put it on instead of Gin, the Ring of Gin. I don't think that would necessarily be wise. Chopping through tentacled monstrosities, too. Just chop off all the tentacles. It's pretty amazing. We got this huge tanky axe. And a huge tanky set of armor and a huge tanky shield. I mean, we're properly tanked out. This is about as tanky as you can get. You can make an argument for crystal plate mail, which is like better armor, but this is actually heavier armor. You know, it provides the resistances to boot, so it's you definitely feel the weight, but with strength 35, you know, we shrug it off. You know, we're used to it. We're ants. You know, have you ever seen how much an ant can carry? It's like a lot. Everybody knows how much ants can carry. You know, what am I talking about here? You've seen those videos where they carry those big old leaves and sticks and worm carcasses and what have you. That's just business as usual for an ant. So, carrying around this armor, it's nothing. You know, we enjoy it. It's in our DNA. DNA is slightly worse than it used to be. Come on, evolution. I really don't want to quaff it until the evolution ends, at least. Although we could have one lucky potion of cure mutation that gets rid of our bad mutations and keeps our good ones. It's definitely worth doing piecemeal. It's not an all or nothing situation now that I think about it. Let's step into a homemade dressing room over here. These guys are coming one way or the other. We might as well take care of these. I want to get my deflect missiles on. I have poison resistance. It's just that I'm not sure if I would have natural, you know, if I cured out of my natural poison resistance, my DNA poison resistance, not natural, I suppose, my mutated resistance. I don't know how easy it would be for me to get our poise from other sources. Although, what am I saying? Of course, I'm wearing Gold Dragon armor now. So that's definitely another incentive to not care about that. You know, poison is not going to be an issue so long as I continue to wear this. Any corpses I can munch on? I did want to get in here and turn on my deflect missiles again. So let's turn that off. Turn off the Gold Dragon armor and turn on deflect missiles. Good. And turn on the Gold Dragon armor, of course. That would be a foolish mistake. Very good. Beef jerky. That could be a good pick-me-up. Yeah, right? Up to 34 AC now if we cast Stone Skin. Not the worst in the world. We have to remember that we did sacrifice 3 AC at some point, so, you know, could have been better. But I feel like it was better to do that than to sacrifice extra EV, for example, which is already an amazingly low supply. Casting Phase Shift. We should be casting Phase Shift all the time. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and change that. So my new 1 is Phase Shift. That'll encourage me to cast it all the time by accident, which would be a good sort of stepping stone. So Phase Shift is what? J. So, yep. Macro 1 redefined to ZJ. Great. And now we won't waste all of our limited supply of MP on just cast infusions, which is definitely not the most important thing for us anymore. Very good. Alright, down we go. Kill a Storm Dragon. You got any food? Life Force is back. Nice. And he does have some food. That's good. Storm Dragon meat's really electrifying. I always sort of wondered, you know, can you make like some kind of food that like electrifies your tongue? You know, in a mild way. So that it'll sort of like stimulates taste buds in an interesting way, causes nerve endings to fire that you wouldn't necessarily expect to see. White potion, I bet that's our potion of cancellation, although it could be any number of things. It could be decay or experience. Let's see, experience. What? Potion of cancellation. Alright, so there's a potion of cancellation. A little late. 2 potions of cancellation. Thanks, game. But the timing of this game, you know, this game has been generous in its timing in other regards, too, right? We found the electrical resistance right before fighting Nicola, for example. Ha, Golden Dragon, I've got your natural resistances. What do you think about that? You can't chop through me. And good, I accidentally cast Phase Shift. That's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Accidentally. Alright, want a fireball? Nah. Chop some of these guys. Oh, Ghost Moth. I was wondering what happened to all my magic. I was like, I didn't use infusion, I swear. I was specifically trying to protect against that. Well, I should have been more aware of that. Yeah, a little bit of horror here, so let's just jump into this corner. Maybe get a little bit more chance to cast Regenerate would be a good use of our 3 magic points here. So let's do that. Very good. And now I'll have to remember buffs 1 through 4. It was sort of throwing me off a little bit to have 1 through 4, and then 5 is rest, and then 6 is over there as another buff. My brain can only handle 4 pieces of information at the same time. You know, being semi-serious about that, right? You know, I mean, human brain is naturally designed to, like, not multitask too much. You know, of course you can do a couple things at once, but the more things you do at once, the worse you're going to be at it generally. Right? Which is why I love to play Dungeon Crawl and commentate at the same time. You get the worst of both worlds. But then again, just, you know, I mean, you know how it is, right? You gotta do it. That's why this is kind of fun and mentally stimulating, is you gotta do 2 things at once. Right? You know, I find watching gameplay videos with no commentary to be boring. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, other people like it, I'm sure. You know, unless it's like a speed run or something interesting where it's like I'm watching it for a reason. If I'm just watching somebody play a game, I'm gonna want their opinion on it. You know, I like to have the pseudo-human contact. Let's go ahead and leave this place with all these berserk dudes. We'll dig a hole, because there's moths of wrath. And of course, on the flip side, I'm sure you wouldn't want to just watch a video of me just talking for a half hour. I don't even know if I could do a video like that. I mean, I'm sure I could, but I don't know how interesting it would be. You know, I mean, half the fun is that you see the stuff in the game, and that's the stimulus to talk about stuff, and it's sort of a cycle. It's a feedback loop, you know, it feeds into itself. Hey, look, a runed cloak. We have a runed cloak, and we really need the magic resistance, so I don't even think that's looking at it. Let's just see a better artifactual cloak sometime soon. No, fighting food. I'm surprised they didn't change the glyph for death cobs. I would have thought that would have been too confusing for stupid players who don't understand the difference between food and corpses. Right? That's why they changed the other thing, didn't you? Dungeon Crawl devs who are also so cruel that you would put that horrible corrosion vault in the game and corrode all my stuff and generally horrify me. I'm not impressed. Covered in liquid flames, oh well. We've got armor, we've got fire resistance to some extent. Good. Just so many guys. I mean, I guess it's a good chance to work up our experience. Right? Oh, check it out. We're Savage Sid the Executioner. I was just like, I assume we're going to get a new title soon, and we did. Which is beautiful, of course, for Executioner's Axe. If we get up to 27, it would be something else, but that probably will not happen for a little while at least. We can definitely appreciate being the Lord High Executioner for a little while longer. Taken from the county jail by a set of curious chances. Liberated then on bail. On my own recognizances, wafted by a favouring gale, as one sometimes is in trances, to a height that few can scale, save by long and weary dances, surely never had a male, under such like circumstances, so adventurous a tale, that may rank with most romances. Taken from the county jail, liberated then on bail, surely never had a male so adventurous a tale. Defer to the Lord High Executioner. Alright, I'm done. You notice that a lot of my stimuli involve singing Gilbert and Sullivan. I can't help it, that's just the way my brain is wired. Yep, very good though. We are feeling generally good about being Savage Sid the Executioner. We are the Lord High Executioner in every sense of the word. Amazing decorative golden dragon armor, made from like the armor of a golden dragon. Can you imagine how cool that is? It's like shiny and golden. It's amazing. Let me tell you, if you don't know. It looks amazing. It's really shiny and good and strong and good at protecting me from the elements and all sorts of damage. Fine, that's Zot 3 done. Zot 3 flew right by. Yeah, nothing so far has really been up to the standard of that corrosion vault on Zot 1, which is just horrific. But let's go ahead and finish up Zot 4. I mean, we're not going to do Zot 5 because that's my custom, right? You know, we save Zot 5 for the end because otherwise we'd be too tempted to just end the game. If we're going to go and do other parts of the game, then we can't see the Orb of Zot. You know, this is a superstition. If you gaze on the Orb of Zot and you don't take it, it brings you 7 years bad luck. And that's something that Savage Sid definitely can't afford. 4 putrefying chunks of flesh. Well, that sounds horrific. You know, even for my strong ant stomach. Do ants have stomachs? Or do they have some other sort of digestive sac or something? I don't really know. Probably should. But you know, Savage Sid doesn't care much for anatomy. He's more of an earth magic guy. Earth magic and axemanship. That was his major and minor when he went to Earth Magic Tech. Yeah, I went to an Earth Magic school because, you know, I mean, you pick up axemanship just sort of naturally. You can't learn axemanship in a classroom. You know, he used it as a minor anyway, just to pick up a few more credits. But, you know, Earth Magic is something that you really need to have a proper learning to. You know, he got a good score in his EMATs. You know? Savage is not the kind of guy who's not going to go to college. You know, he wants to get his Earth Magic degree. He can actually get a job, a proper job as a Skald later on down the road. Oh, well, look, it was the bow of Krishna Sharnga. Well, I never. This is the dumbest idea I ever had. But should we pick up the bow of Krishna Sharnga? I've been sort of acting under the implicit assumption that I can't switch to a bow because, well, I have this vampiric axe. But I don't. Not at all. Adjust that to A. You know, if we're not going to be able to cast Conjurations anymore, it could be the thing to do. This could be our ranged weapon. I mean, this is stupid. But it's not the stupidest idea I ever had. It wouldn't be so outrageous. We only have 12 points in Conjurations. It's not like we're married to Conjurations. It was good while it lasted. I'm going to pick it up, because look how cool it looks. It's glowing golden. It's very nice. It'd probably match our armor real well. I'm going to set that to my new B. Adjust, alright, so adjust items H to B. It was previously a beef jerky. I know that's sort of important to be able to quick draw, get that out on the fly, but I feel like the bow is a better option. And, well, I got bows. Those trained bows. I'm terrible at it. Turn my axes off for a second, because I'm good enough at this. Let's focus bows. Necromancy. How's my ability to cast Dispel Undead? Because that's what I really wanted. It's not bad. We'll keep that up for a little bit while longer, because I would like to be able to use some of my magic to be able to cast Dispel Undead on a couple of these greater mummies or whatever. You know, we might eventually forget that too. So maybe I shouldn't invest too much in it. But let's get that below 10% at least. Let's get it down to 10%-ish, and then we can feel happy about using that. Deflect Missiles is up. I've got my bow. I guess that means I need to pick up arrows now. Does that happen automatically? Arrows. Okay. Do I have the inventory space for that? Yeah. Okay. Good, especially if I drop a couple of these other things. I'm carrying around Fire Dragon armor for no reason. Fire Dragon armor is just Golden Dragon armor Junior, you know. We've grown up. Scroll of Enchant armor. Alright, so we gotta enchant our Gold Dragon armor. I'd like to have a better shield too, but I'm still not. I'm convinced that I'm going to find a better shield, like an enchanted shield, one of these days. Now I got to get used to casting 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I guess it was a little hasty. I got a little nervous there, and antennae started twitching. But yeah, we're still glad to have it up. Very hungry. Maybe I should be. Well, now I'm definitely glad to have it up if I'm fighting a ghost moth. This is a nice little gauntlet leading up to, presumably, Zot 5 down here. You know, it's the end of the game. 4 mutagenic chunks of flesh. What do you think? Should I eat those and just see how my genome fares? I'm pretty sure it's generally, like, bad odds. If you eat mutagenic chunks of flesh, I'm pretty sure it gives you worse odds than if you just quaffed a potion of mutation. So, I don't think I want to gamble with that. I mean, I'm forlorn, but I'm not that forlorn. And I'm still evolving. I'm holding out for a good evolution here. You know, come on, Darwin, don't let me down. Okay, here's where I need my buffs. And it's an Orb of Fire as dormant. Oh, not anymore, because it just woke up and I redirected the Orb of Fire's attack to blow up something. Monsters everywhere. I gotta get out of here. No kidding. And there's more out there? Come on, man. That's not fair. I'm gonna jump out of here. Alright, here's where the Executioner's Axe is gonna prove its salt. We are going to dig into a corner, and when that Orb of Fire comes to get us... Oh, what? I can't dig through that because it's a stone wall. Okay, well, I should get used to that. Let's just run outside. For some reason, these guys didn't decide to pursue me, I guess. Oh, okay. Well, no digging allowed then. Unfortunate. But we'll fight them one at a time, sort of around this corner where we can just get away as necessary. It seems like they were not too excited to come and pursue me. They want to have their strength in numbers. I don't blame them. They got the fortified position here. It would have been relatively foolish of them to come after me recklessly. We got a little bit of horror going on here. But I can deal with that. I can see not too many of them at once. I would love to be able to eat something. Yeah. Stunned by my will. And generally between... Well, I guess that's a zealot. I'm sure he has god abilities, which means the anti-magic doesn't affect that. But on the other hand, between Rue and this anti-magic executioner's axe, we're going to be able to just paralyze people in their spots. Right? Okay, there's the Orb of Fire. So I'm going to put on the mutation resistance because I'm still holding out hope for my genome. I feel odd for a moment, so I'm glad I did. Horror -2 at just the sight of that Orb of Fire. I don't blame you. I'm going to back off, though. Just so I don't get... Oh, the Orb of Fire tried to blow itself up. That was funny. So good, alright. I don't want to be any more horrified than I have to be. Let's put it that way. Standard buffs. Wow, okay. That hurt. I shouldn't... 2 Orbs of Fire, yikes. Alright, so I am very horrified at this. Stunned by my will. I am regenerating, right? It falters for a moment at the... Okay, this is bad, actually. 2 Orbs of Fire is going to take me down. Do I have a potion of resistance? Let's do that. 67. Yikes. Alright, so 2 Orbs of Fire fighting at the same time. This is horrifying, actually. Why did I get into this situation? I only thought it was going to be 1. Let's quaff heal wounds. It helped a little. I know it's not as good as it usually would be. These guys, well, I wish I could actually get into range of both of them at the same time. Alright, we still need to regenerate whenever possible. Yeah. Okay. I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling at more of an equilibrium, but not really. I just need to heal up a little bit more. That's fine, as long as I can stay above water. This is annoying. I'm going to go through a lot of potions here, but I'm not going to die. I'm not going to die here. It's just lightly damaged. How am I going to get out of this, man? I guess might. We got to do something. Might, 63. Orb of Fire hitting me, so I got to keep healing up, as silly as it seems. Yeah, low hit point. Yeah, okay, I know. I still have deflect missiles somehow for whatever good that's doing me. I'm still horrified, like -6. Regeneration still active somehow. Are you heavily damaged? Yeah, alright. So, I'm going to have to just heal up more than this, I think. Okay. It could also be like an apocalypse opportunity. Let's consider that. Alright, yeah, we're going to heal up. Last potion to heal wounds, but I still have a full wand of heal wounds. Next time I get... Oh, no. Yeah, alright, use it. Wait, did one of the Orbs of Fire die? I destroyed the Orb of Fire. Alright, so that's not so bad. I mean, it could still be time for an apocalypse. But I also want to heal up. And yeah, this one I'm going to be able to hit with the anti-magic axe, so it's like sort of going to be alright. Oh, it still hurts so much. Redirected his attack towards the monstrosity, I hope. I still want to use a moment to heal here. This is bad. Maybe I should use... Okay, I'm going to actually use draw out power. Alright, that's fine. I got a lot of healing back. I'm going really recklessly through my healing reserves here. So I gotta take these guys out. Man, this is tough. This is bad news. Orbs of Fire, man. You can't underestimate Orbs of Fire. Great. Life Force back. That was not very much Life Force used, or maybe that just means Orb of Fire got a ton of experience. Oh, man. Shroud falling apart. Let's get that up again. Let's get a more AC. And can we just tank our way through this, please? Alright, yeah. I'm not nearly as horrified as I used to be. This is fine. Alright. Bad encounter. I'm not going to lie. Obviously, that was a terrible encounter, right? We're still, like, super mighty or whatever, so that's good. And we're just going to fight these people in the hallway. It's not an ideal hidey hole, but I can't really dig a better one. Let's take a moment to back out and regenerate again. Whole bunch more jokers out there. Should we go and finish exploring the rest of the floor first? Take off the gold dragon Dragon Armor. Cast Deflect Missiles. Wear it again. And we'll finish exploring out here because what's going on out here? I can't even tell what's real or not. I thought that was a death gob. It looked just like a death gob, right? I was confused. Hey, dungeon crawl developers. I'm an idiot. I can't tell the difference between... Oh! Yeah, evolution. Thanks, Darwin. I really needed to pick me up there. I can't tell the difference between a death gob and a royal jelly. I can't fight orbs of fire. I can't do anything right. But at least I'm agile. Yeah, alright. This is fine. And the rest of these guys look like small fries. Let's see no more orbs of fire, please. It does look like there might be most of the staircases in here, at least. Glad we didn't have to deal with a berserk orb of fire, if such a thing is even possible. Sort of doubt that it is. These guys are asking for an apocalypse, right? I'm going to step here, and then it's apocalypse time. I don't care if it doesn't quite kill them all. Apocalypse. Yeah. Well, it didn't nearly kill all of them, did it? He's hopefully going to get more damaged and also just generally incapacitated. So I'm not too concerned. Okay, yeah, we don't have as much magic resistance as we would like. But it's going to falter for a moment. It's still just going to keep faltering, still faltering. Well, it didn't falter that time, but we got him that time. And yeah, like one of those orbs of fire is basically enough to like get back one apocalypse. So it's just apocalypse like all of the orbs of fire that we see, basically. It'll pay for itself. I love that the killer clown corpses are multicolored like that, you know, even in death. Still pretty hilarious. So if that was your goal, killer clown, then you did it. You're good at the clowning, not so much at the killing. I didn't die, so if that was your true motivation, well, I have to say I'm not too impressed. Here comes a bunch more draconian scum. Oh man, what's that? Simulacra? That's pretty tough. Who did that? Was that you? Was that you? The Annihilator? Good job. I'm impressed. But, okay. So let's take stock of the situation. Our wand of heal wounds is at 5, and we have 4 scrolls of recharging. It's not the worst situation in the world, but we really need to be on top of our regeneration from now on. I mean, I think that's the true moral of the story. I mean, the real true moral of the story is that orbs of fire are terrible and everybody hates them. And fighting them with only RF plus is kind of a bad and stupid idea. Oh, wait, I also didn't have my resist mutation on. But I didn't actually get anything bad because of that. Right? That last orb of fire wasn't able to get me. I guess I anti-magicked it enough that it wasn't able to mutate me so much. So we're okay. Right? Oh, we do have resist mutation on. That's good. That's probably for the best. Although, let's put on our other amulet now. And I'll identify... Well, I only have 3 scrolls of identify. Let's put on the Knobbly Agate Ring. Ring of Wizardry? Nah. It's a crutch. We can cast all of our spells for real. We've been doing it for real the whole game. We don't need any wizards telling us what to do in our rings. Independent form of kids. Cast spells for ourselves. Thank you very much. Done exploring. Jeez, finally. Alright, so that was a little crazy, alright? That was a bad encounter to end it off, but maybe that just means it was a proper battle. You know, we'll see how thin we can stretch these scrolls of recharging going into the future, you know, being able to keep this wand of heal wounds topped off. But hopefully we can do okay for ourselves. Next video, I think we're going to go into Crypt. Maybe consider working our way into Tomb. You know, we can get good negative energy resistance. I think that might be a pretty good plan for us. Although we'd have to take off our gold dragon armor if we did that. Now that I think about that, that doesn't seem so appealing. But, you know, fairy dragon armor is pretty cool. You know, whatever. We can roll with that for a couple of floors. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, you guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.